Breakfast with the Terminator. A relentless safety snakebite. Let's talk about discipline. Admit it, that word just made you feel something. Some of you cringed. Others of you felt tingles in their happy place. Don't make it dirty, though. You know I meant inside your head. I had a discussion not long ago with a leader who was curious about some happenings on a project site. A serious near miss had occurred when the employee defeated a safety device. This leader, known by many as the Terminator, asked me first what had been done to discipline the employee. I honestly had no clue. I'm not in that business. No safety professional should be. When he asked me about how I felt about the situation in general, my answer just wasn't what he wanted. So the conversation ended shortly after. I simply told him there was more to it than the employee's supposed violation. For example, what made him think it was a reasonable risk? How many times had he done it before without incident? What expectations had he been given by his supervisor, if any? And why was the system designed in such a way that it could be so easily defeated? Those questions are all exponentially harder to answer, honestly, than simply identifying what the employee did wrong and punishing him for it. Sadly, in this case, discipline meant paperwork in the employee's file. I doubt any of my questions will ever be answered. But what if discipline meant something different? It's easy to beat people with a safety stick. I'd wager that's why so many organizations still do it. All that does, however, is create a culture of fear. But if people can't follow the rules, they need to be held accountable. Sure. Well, maybe we need to dig a little bit deeper into the definition of the word accountable. But that's another snakebite. Or maybe your organization just needs new rules. Ever wonder why people continue to violate them even when they know better? You probably should. Here's the stark reality. It takes a lot more discipline for leaders to look in the mirror when things go wrong than it does to terminate an employee. That's the kind of discipline organizations need. There's always more to the story than the stupid thing that person did. Unfortunately, that information often walks out the door with the offender. So let's start learning. In my estimation, the discipline debate is one that will go on forever. That just means that we have to prove there are better ways to safety than punishment. I'm up for the challenge. If you're one of those who felt tingles at the beginning of this post, consider at least giving the alternative a try. Next time someone violates one of your rules, try to figure out why before you pull out your ticket book. If it doesn't work out, you can always go back to being a cop. I doubt you'll need to, though. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Safety Snake Bites with Jason Maldonado, and I hope I've given you something to think about. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Your support really helps. We'll see you again next time.
The views expressed on this podcast are solely the opinions of the hosts and their guests, not necessarily their employer, organization, committee, or any other group or individual on this planet or any yet to be discovered containing intelligent life. The podcast is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. Nothing within this recording is intended to be used as legal guidance or representation of any entity. No portion of the podcast may be reproduced without the express written consent of the show's creator, Safety Justice League, LLC. But hey, ask us nicely, we'll probably share.